were due a few weeks ago. I still haven't done them, so I thought I would cut down on work by doing the folio talk through stuff I have to do because I still haven't got my thoughts in order alongside practical work. So while I do the practical work, I'm going to film what I have to say about it so that then I can transcribe it, put it in my folio and hopefully fill that criteria. So I'm just going to set up my space. So because I'm painting, I need newspaper. Now this is about 4/5 of the way done. I'm going to work on the letters and stuff today because that's the main part I haven't done yet. Oh, I forgot paint. Oh. So we all know I have a craft drawer that has all the paint in it. Luckily, since last time, I've found 3 more brushes in my room. They were hidden in my bookshelf behind all my old assignments. Okay, I can't cross my legs with shoes on. We're just going to ignore the tiny hole in my stockings. Ooh, okay. Got my paint. Now, again, I don't have a paint palette. I'm using black paint. Where's my black paint? Oh, that is more than just paint. Let's put those things away. So I'm putting letters into this piece because my theme is body language, and I'm kind of showing how language and bodies interact, I guess. Ooh. There's some nice paints there, but one of them are black and they're all my sisters. So, opening the packet. So far, yeah, there's about 5 elements in this piece. I've done 3 of them fully, and I'm working on the 4th. So the style I'm working in is a bit abstract. I've got people's cutouts. They took hours to do in the main background. Then I covered that with pumice stone impasto to give it texture, so it's kind of rough. And you can hear it when you scratch it. Then I put the line drawing on. So that's upside down, and it's hard to see, but there is a line drawing of one of my friends reclining back, and it goes over the edge of the canvas, which I really like doing. And then I'm putting some words in, some language. So in this case, I'm using a full alphabet. It's Chip Friday, so chips. Yeah, so I'm just gonna make my palette. I think it's really interesting to look at how we read body language. One of my friends has been doing forensic psychology, and she said that one of the main things they've looked at is reading the body language of people involved in criminal cases or investigations. That's what I was looking for. And I thought it was really interesting to hear her take on how she's applying it in her life since studying it. Okay, so obviously easy to work when it's closer to you. And particularly her example of crossed arms and reading that, and she used to think adjustment anger, but now she's got more complex understanding of the fact that every motion of the body can be read in multiple ways, and can be caused by different things, and obviously different individuals have different ways of interacting with the environment. But something that's similar is how we're taught about our bodies and how we're taught to read body language. So, for example, if you're studying, say, forensic psychology, everyone completes the same lectures and has the same textbook. They're all taught in the same way, but even they themselves will have different ways of communicating with their body. It's very confusing, I guess. But in this, I'm kind of I'm using the same model in all my pieces, so that removes the element of difference due to individuality, I guess, which I could have avoided. I could have used different models, but I was time poor, and not many people are ready or available to be models on short notice. The way we communicate about our bodies even differs between people. Like, especially in levels of pain, like how do we feel pain? It's all different and relative and subjective, I guess. Someone who's broken a bone is obviously not going to feel as sore when they sprain an ankle as someone who's only ever got a paper cut and then sprained their ankle. It's like my dad, for example, has had knee reconstruction, so he doesn't even listen when you say you've got a sore finger or something, or and I'm outlining the language and filling it in here, like this sort of thing. That will be done a lot better when I get up to it, but just as an example to show what I'm doing. So it's kind of displaying how sometimes we use language to outline what we think, and sometimes we use it to fill in what we think. I haven't decided whether I want to leave little blurry bits, like kind of openings, to show that there's always cracks in communication, always gaps and misunderstandings. I think it's an important message to convey, and I think you have to recognise there are all these different ways of being so that you don't create conflict. The one thing that I hate most about this piece so far is the T. I'm going to change that. Manipulating language. I just changed the letter completely. Like, people use what you say and what you quote and how you appear to their own advantage. Like, because we read things differently, we then present them differently. Our interpretation of things is, again, because it's personal, then leads to differing representations, which is why you can't really ever copy anyone, because even your attempt at copying is an interpretation. Like, this drawing is an interpretation of an interpreter. Okay, this started, I took a photograph, then I printed it out, traced it onto paper, scanned it into Photoshop, changed the size, moved it to Illustrator, added a photocopy effect, changed the amount of effect on that, projected it onto a screen, onto the wall, put the canvas on the wall, drew it onto the canvas, already at 10 steps. Then I painted over it, 11. Then I fixed up any mistakes. So this is a 12-step process from the original position, which my friend only sat in for about 10 seconds while I took the photo. So this really means nothing because it was a posed position. It's not like it's spontaneous or anything. It's not even natural to her. Like, the only natural photo I took was when she was moving, and I couldn't use that because it was blurry. Like, we think photographs are so representative, but they're not, because they take a single second of something and use it to present or justify or support things that take a lot longer to occur. Now I'm going to use a bigger brush now to do, to get to the edges. I'm going to fix up the top here near the F. So that I'm not using a big brush close to all the little delicate things. Okay, now just so it doesn't dry out like it did last time when I put the slip on it, or wait, no, not some size. It's like this canvas size is gold leaf, which I learned the hard way. I've got an old flat brush. It's just an Office Max thing. Because my canvas is flat. Ooh, that sprayed everywhere. I don't know how to paint, to be honest, so I can't really let myself down anymore by using substandard materials as I am. So I have to make it look like I know what I'm doing, and I really don't. I really, really don't. the last time I painted something, okay, other than the gift. Last time I studied painting and art, I actually studied practical painting, was year 8. Now that's 4 years ago. And that's because art is compulsory in my school in year 7, 8, 9. But in year 9, I managed to do music instead of art because my blocking didn't work out and music was a sequential study, so if I wanted to do it, I had to do year 9. So I got out of art in year 9, like I say got out, but I couldn't do art in year 9 if I wanted to do music. So that meant the last, and so in year 10 I didn't go back to art, I went back to art in year 11, but then I did lino printing because I quite like printing stuff, because you can work really quickly and keep changing your ideas and present a lot of different ideas and experiment in an incredibly vast array of techniques and skills before creating a final image. And I think it's a bit harder to do that with painting. Like, you can experiment, but it takes a lot longer, and I am out of black paint. So this is the first time I've been painting for anything, and it's on a final piece that gets assessed, which is a bit intimidating. So I want it to look good, which means I have to do it as well as I can. And I'm still using the same brushes I did when I was in year 8. And then my sister used them. So they're quite old and they're quite cheap, and they're being used to apply the cheapest paint I could get on the cheapest canvas I could get, which hasn't really got a good surface because I put impasto and pumice stone mix on top of it. Okay, now I have to again remind myself that I have to do this 3 times. So every time I'm doing my finals, I'm going, okay, that's this far through, this much, and I've got this much more time to do it so that I actually get it done. Because if I don't think in that way, I'll put it off. I almost didn't bring this home to do over the weekend. In that, however long it's been, I've done this much, which means that when I go to class next week and take this back, shivers, I can start working on another one. My other pieces use foreshortening and high angle shots. So one of them is shot from above if someone's of the same model sitting cross-legged, and that was a way to show inferiority and the power that language has over the body, because there's going to be language above her sitting down. And the other one is, what's the other one? The foreshortened pointing. And so I was using that to show the forceful nature of language and the forceful nature of the body. I've tried to compose the images so that the composition conveys a message as well. So far out, I can't do anything right. Okay, you know how you have to look at stuff from a distance to see if you like it? Yeah, it's fine as long as there's no light behind it. So this will be the hardest bit because just the position I'm working in. I might have to spread my legs, I'm sorry. This is the most stretching I've done. Oh, that is hard. This is the most stretching I've done in about 6 weeks because I haven't been to the gym in that long. I made the mistake of using a light grey highlighter. Wow, is this such a thing? A light grey lead, and now it's really hard to see it. I used the light grey lead because the dark grey lead was suddenly not sharp while I was using it. The sharpener wasn't working, so I went along my little container of grey leads and started at the darkest one, got to the lightest one, down here. I decided not to join a choir because I couldn't sing, and so I ended up playing instruments. Like, I played piano from prep to year 5. At year 5 I started flute, and then I did that for about 5 years, and then I went on to trombone. Then I messed up my elbow, not just from trombone, but just overuse and previous damage from breaking it. And so I had to go on to euphonium, and then I played that for a bit, and then I started to 12, and I think that's the end of the story. Except, but, crap. I've got my flute still, so every now and then I pick that up, and it's quite fun. And maybe I'll do that. I'll learn how to make paper at some point. Maybe after I finish school and have time. Like, I don't even have time to make this video. I'm just filming it. Well, I have to do something on anyway. So the editing on this will be mainly to be cutting out any times I flash, any times I drop something, if I have to leave the room, or stuff like that, or when I'm crunching on shifts. That's pretty much what I'll edit. Other than that, it's just verbal diarrhea. Most of what I say is bullshit because it's art, and that means I can make a lot of it up on the spot because of how we interpret things and talk about things. Most of what I'm saying about this work is what I feel now rather than what I felt when I started it, which is why it's somewhat unedited. What I say is more emotions and immediate thoughts than what it would be put in an artist statement. Okay, I'm going to answer the call, talk to who it is, and I'll edit out the conversation, yeah? Ugh. Okay, I just finished my art homework, and I'm really happy about it. Okay, I finished my homework. Ow. Okay, I've been sitting still for like, I don't even know how long, and my body hurts all over. Ow. My knees